Hey guys, hello. I hope you're all watching. So it's very tight overall. Currently the score is 10-9 to Kunlavut. It's incredibly tight. And yeah, good to see everyone in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. Hopefully a lot of viewers from Thailand and a lot of viewers also from Malaysia. And let me know what you think about how this match is going in your opinion. Hi from Germany. Guten Morgen. Yeah. Hi Ghost Rider, good to see you. Right, so there's a little gap going into the first game interval, 11-9. Let me quickly try and listen in to see if I can hear anything the coaches are saying. So on Zii Jia's bench, it's Coach Wong Tat Ming, who is on Zii Jia's bench. Very experienced coach, has been working with Zii Jia for quite a while now. He was talking about Zii Jia trying to take the net as high as possible. He said that you've been taken correctly in terms of height and so on. But I think they just feel like Kunlavut's been really limiting what Zii Jia is able to do with the shuttle. So going back to how Kunlavut played against Zii Jia, where throughout the whole match, Kunlavut never played a tight net at all. So a tight net meaning that the shuttle is not landing close to the net whatsoever at all, and he's pushing his nets longer, landing around the service lines. By playing longer nets, it's really hard for opponents to play very tight ones back. Hi Marcus, I'm not sure where you're based, but if you're in Europe, you should be able to have Discovery Plus or Eurosport, both obviously subscription services, but that will give you badminton. And yeah, Kunlavut is an extremely skillful player. You just saw there, 13-9 to get that point. He has a lot of racket skills ability to be able to hold the shuttle and really flick, punch, do whatever he wants with it, actually. So Kunlavut's challenging that call at the moment. Zii Jia has had a few shots out the back. The drift over in the first few days was going from Zii Jia's direction over to Kunlavut's side, but however over the last few days it has been coming from Kunlavut's side to Zii Jia's side, and seeing how Zii Jia is struggling to contain his clears and lifts, it could be perhaps changed again. And now it's again going from Zii Jia to Kunlavut's side. But yeah, so Kunlavut's a really skillful player. He really often talks about his ability to want to control the shuttle, so that he's able to accurately place the shuttle where he wants it on court. It is crucial at this level. Obviously, the drift impacts both players. This is a big rally, 13-10, and a lot of skill being displayed from both players. Zii Jia's also trying to change the rhythm a little bit more. He left that, and that was well in. Wow. Yeah, he left that shuttle, and that was well in. 14-10. So Kunlavut played incredibly well. Both players have contrasting playing styles. Yes, Kunlavut wants a shuttle change. Zii Jia just also obliging. Yeah. Let me quickly look at the chat. Hi Ryan, good to see you. Hi Tan Zhen Yuan, yeah, hopefully you guys are all enjoying this. So Zii Jia traditionally prefers to play really tight nets. He likes to take his nets as high as possible, play super tight to the net, and get the lift, because obviously he himself has a massive, massive smash. To be able to use that smash, he needs to get that lift. And so essentially that has just, he's just won the point from a clip down, super steep clip down, opportunities at the net, kill. So yeah, but there's more than one ways to get the lift. Like Zii Jia has just demonstrated, you can clip down. You don't have to play hard shots all the time. Now, we're just seeing the tournament referee as well as the tournament doctor. All scrapes and blood injuries needs to be treated. Those are the regulations, and Kunlavut does dive quite a lot. It's part of his movement technique, and the guys are all aware of this. I think over the whole week, really, the tournament doctor has done excellent by often, instead of putting quite a weak plaster on, he's been able to completely put a fixture over the dressing with quite a lot of tape, which is pretty good. Hi Hardy, can Lakshya make it to the final? Of course, we're here to find out. We will be watching after this match, obviously Lakshya's match against Viktor. So yeah, we shall watch. Obviously, I talk about equipment quite a lot, being a badminton nerd. So Kunlavut plays with the Yonex Astrox 88D Pro, the third generation one. Previously, he was with the second generation racket, and now he's moved over to the third generation. And he also wears the Yonex SHB 65Z, the C90 variant, which is the more sustainable variant. Lots more recycled products in there on. Whereas Zii Jia, on the other side, is sponsored by Viktor. Zii Jia plays with the Viktor Thruster Ruger Metallic, ultra head heavy, ultra sledgehammer racket. And then he wears the Viktor A970 shoes. All four products, which I've reviewed on my channel before as well. So if you want more information, go check that out. There we go. Here is the 360 camera view, which has been very, very unique for the Olympics. I see it a lot in more in football and more in basketball. It's good that they're using that at the Olympics to showcase the high skill level from the players. So Kunlavut was pretty happy with that. Well done, doctor. Just taping those up. A lot of Thai support in the crowd. I'm sure Zii Jia is not short of support as well. So it's good to see. It's good to see. Right, so resume 11:14. Big cross-court smash from Kunlavut. Often, I think in comments or in the chat, there's always people who say, "Oh yeah, will the taping, impact players? Like, so if they dive and it goes on the fingers or the knuckles." I think some of these players, they are used to stuff like that. I hope that they've practiced that in training, in preparation for the Olympics. Like if they know that their movement technique is diving, they dive a lot. Might scrape their knuckles or their fingers. They might hopefully try and practice with some tape so that this is normal for them in that sense. So Zii Jia is leaving that 12-15. So the gap is staying around 3-4 points. So as we progress through the set, we are getting closer and closer to some of the more important points, crunch times. The pace of movement for the whole game have just literally increased. Generally, Zii Jia is also someone who's happy to lift. Zii Jia does have a good defense. But if you're lifting to Kunlavut too much and you give him too much time, he has that skill to be able to hold and punch, hold and cross, hold and net. Lots of deception. If you give him time, which has just happened here, Kunlavut really showing the hold and punch, hold and flick. His deceptive skills is incredible. Hi Zaif. Yes, it is sad for Marin. I haven't really watched the match yet. I've just followed the scores, and I've just seen some of the kind of reactions from social media. So that's how I know Carolina's had to retire. Obviously, it said on the score up here. She was leading 21-14, 10-8 before having to retire as well. So that's really sad. Obviously, I was in Indonesia Open and I saw how hard she was working towards preparation. In some of the other interviews that some of my colleagues were doing with her, yeah, she was mentioning a lot about preparing well for this Olympics, and very clearly she's in top shape. Yeah, so really unlucky. Injuries do happen. Very sad for her though. So, Rahman Zii Jia performs well against attacking players. He's struggling against those with defense. Yeah, so Kunlavut is not naturally, I would call, an incredibly attacking player. He's certainly a more retrieving player. He has a lot of skills to be able to turn the shuttle around. He played incredibly well against Zii Jia, who is an ultra-attacking player, and he bought himself a lot of time with those hold and push, hold and drive, hold and flick, hold and lift, cross-court nets. Like his hold and cross-courts for nets in that match was really impressive to see. He also played quite deep into the court, so no very tight net shots, deeper onto the service lines, which I think he's employing exactly the same against Zii Jia. There we go. Here's the cross-court net. I think Zii Jia should 100% try and move Kunlavut around a lot. I think on paper Kunlavut doesn't look like physically he enjoys 3 sets, but he often wins all the big matches in 3 sets. So he is physically very capable. He just doesn't look like. I mean, he's got a real great poker face. Update about Marin's game. I don't have any more information apart from what I've just seen on the score, as well as some of the immediate reactions that I've seen online. So I have no information. So hopefully she's well, actually, and the injury isn't too bad. Where can I see the live video? Yep, depending where you are. Obviously, if you're in Malaysia, I'm sure RTM or Astro 100% will be playing. If you're based in Europe, Discovery Plus 100%, or Eurosport. Hi Vinny, good to see you again. 1914, Kunlavut's attacking cross often from his round ahead side, even punch clearing round ahead as well. So Zii Jia obviously is really strong in his attack on this forehand side, but he does also have an incredibly strong attacking play down his round ahead side. However, if you were to choose which side for him to attack on, or which side is slightly weaker, it's his round ahead compared to his forehand side. Hence you see Kunlavut is really trying to keep Zii Jia on his round ahead side. And also on the round ahead side, depending on how you move, you do have to use that little bit more energy, I guess, to go into the corner and come out again. Hi Kai, hi Pilo, hi Vinny. Yeah, so we have game points now, 2014 at this moment. But also just going back to playing cross courts, punch clears, the length is longer. So you give yourself that little bit more room in terms of distance as well. So first game is just gone, 21-14. Zii Jia just put that one out. I think he's put quite a few shots out there. So we now swap sides. Kunlavut obviously trains at the Badminton School with Lakshya as well. So his coach in the purple shirt, extremely experienced. I can't understand Thai, so I'm just going to continue talking, try and answer some of the questions from the chat. Vinny, hi CK, can you comment on how Kunlavut was able to lift quite a bit without Zii Jia smashing it back? I think it's a combination of a few things. Elite badminton, even amateur badminton nowadays, you cannot win a point on just one shot. And so, like if your lifts are good quality meaning good height and good length, or the right height with good length, it is almost impossible to get a huge attack from your opponent. And even if they do so, you'll be prepared because you're ready for it. And that excellent lift quality buys you time. That little bit of extra time is what you need to pick up the attacking shot well. And so we shouldn't be surprised at how Kunlavut is controlling the shuttle. So I've not really seen Kunlavut played many shots out throughout the whole rally. So Zii Jia is making a few more errors. Zii Jia is very calm. He doesn't look like he's under in terms of physicality. He doesn't look as labored as Kunlavut. So Kunlavut looks like obviously he spent a bit more energy staying in control, but now he's on the other side now. So if the drift is correct, where it was going from the camera where we look at going into the court, we will now see Kunlavut having to really control his shuttles. And oftentimes one way of not punch clearing or lifting out is trying to keep the attack, trying to keep the shuttle going in a downwards direction. We will also now see Zii Jia having much more comfortable time lifting, because the drift will hold the shuttle up a little bit. There we go, Kunlavut just coming out with a massive smash, keeping the attack, finishing that. Kunlavut very clearly is a big game player. Last year at the World Championships, I mean, the story comes very early last year at the All England. I met him in the interview, and then he told me that he was in 2023. He was aiming for a top 5, and then the World Championships. And by the World Championships, he managed to get into the top 5 and also become world champion. And so at the World Championships, I then followed up with the same question, and he's like, "Yep, next year I really want to be. Paris is a big deal, So here we are. We are in the closing stages, the business end of Paris Olympics, and Kunlavut has got multiple World Junior titles. I believe he's still the only person to have 3 World Junior Championships. He's also the current world champion in the elite game. So he's a big tournament player. He knows how to play. Incredible racket skills, really. He plays the basic game so well. But it's not over, it's only 1-2. This is the second set. Both players will have to be able to control the drift. 2-2 at the moment. Kunlavut did get the first set. We're now starting into the second set. So as you can see on the live screen, we are 3-2 to Kunlavut. Deidara, hi. Yes, so I'm based in Europe, so I'm watching on Discovery Plus. BBC isn't showing badminton on the Olympics coverage, so it's a paid service. So you might have to do that if your home broadcaster isn't showing badminton on as well. Tenka, So Gregoria gets the bronze straight away. I actually don't know. So I don't know if Marian's able to play at all. If she is, then they'll have to play tomorrow. If she's not, I'm assuming Gregoria will get the bronze straight away. Good attacking play from Zii Jia, good movement as well. Light on his feet, so incredibly good cross court, high quality. And then because Kunlavut's return, the block to the cross court slice was a little bit loose, Zii Jia was in, pouncing. And go. Big lift from Zii Jia. Wow, Kunlavut was able to vary his attack, not necessarily only hit hard or with a standard slice. Yeah, so Kunlavut is getting through with his attack, mixing it up, so not necessarily full power attack. Kunlavut always thinks about the combination of the attack, so the third shot, the fifth shot, how is he going to string them up? Wow, so Zii Jia left that, and then the shuttle landed in. So Kunlavut is on fire with his control, very clearly adjusted for the drift, and it's still landing perfectly. Vinny, Jill mentioned if you're retired, you can't play the next match. So I guess in that case, then that answers Tenka's question then, because yeah, I think no player wants to retire from a match, especially with an injury. Oh wow, what defense from Kunlavut. What defense, having to pick 3 or 4. I think maybe the fourth one went in the net. But yeah, it's again that hold and punch from Zii Jia to the back, and then got frustrated. There we go. He's having a little smile to his coach. When Kunlavut is smiling, it's dangerous. That means he's really comfortable. He's very relaxed. I remember him smiling a lot in the World Championship finals. That epic, almost 2-hour match against Kodai Naroka in the final. I remember in the change of intervals. So during the match, he looks like he's completely worn out. But in the change of sets, first set going into second set going into the third set, he was smiling as he walks across to swap sides. And that's a really dangerous sign if your opponent is really always smiling at you. Wow, so Zii just lifted that one out. Yep. And let's look at the chat a little bit. Yep, we don't want any player bashing. We are here to enjoy badminton. Each player have their own styles, and that's why badminton is actually so nice to watch at the moment. Everyone plays with a very different style. So, for example, in the semi-finals, Viktor and Lakshya also have very different styles. Viktor is a lot more aggressive player. Lakshya is also an attacking player, but we can also say that the Viktor and Kunlavut perhaps will have a better basic game. The basic game meaning they take less risky shots often. They are slightly better at controlling the shuttle, but then attacking players like Zii Jia and Lakshya often have that unpredictability, which means whilst they do take slightly higher risk shots, but their attacks are unpredictable, which then makes that very interesting. So, yep, we're not here to bash players. We are here to appreciate and actually enjoy the different skill set that's actually on display. So, 10-3. It's, if you're not at your panic stations, you should. Good length, good width from Zii Jia for that one. 4-10. Right, so the crucial points have actually come up a lot earlier than you think. Because every point now is quite important for Zii Jia, because going into the interval at 11-4 or 6-11 is quite a few different things. There we go. Good round ahead. good round ahead smash from Zii Jia into Kunlavut's backhand side. Yes, I think so. In the chat previously, we talked about the All England 2021 Zii Jia, or this version of Zii Jia. Which one is better? Personally, I think this version is better, where he's worked very hard to try and be in control of the rally, be more effective against a wider range of players, because players nowadays have such strong defenses that you can't rely on just that one shot for the win. You have to be able to cope with different styles. You have to be able to weather the storm. Okay, so we still have Kunlavut's coach talking to him. For those of you that don't know, Kunlavut's nickname is View, View. So most Thai, all Thais, I guess, will have nicknames, which is given to them by their parents, and then also they actually prefer being called by their nickname compared to the full name. But obviously in professional settings, we're still going to call their full name. So Kunlavut's View. And yeah, so he is in really good shape. Pilo, yeah, I have a guide from Malaysia in my club. He said we will be sad for 4 years if Malaysia fails to get a medal. Well, Malaysia has 2 chances to get a medal today. Malaysia has 2 chances, and it's not over until it's over. So being a German, yes, you can't afford such an attitude. So yeah, you gotta always look at the bright side. Unlucky. So Zii Jia hold and driven that one out, but I think it's the right thing to do, actually. He just needs to keep it in. He needs to keep Kunlavut on his toes. So Kunlavut's actually playing too smoothly at the moment. Zii Jia needs to force Kunlavut and make him think a little bit. Oh, unlucky. So that one's also out as well. Kong, yes, so I'm not sure where you're based. In Europe, Eurosport or Discovery Plus will be available. And you might just have to pay to watch it. Roy. Yeah, so Kunlavut is very patient with his game. I wouldn't say Zii Jia is impatient. Zii Jia is doing the right things, actually. It's just, unfortunately, the execution is just not coming off his way. But that's why all these players have incredible skills to be able to weather the storm and try and change the way the game is going. 7-13 is still not over. This is 100% very possible for a third set. Zii Jia looks calm, so that is not impossible at all. Bearing in mind, actually, a few weeks before the Olympics, Kunlavut and Zii Jia did train together in Singapore with Lo Kian Yu and Lee Chuk Yu. Chan Ying Chat from Hong Kong was also there, so the 5 of them was there. So there we go. Now, quite a few points in succession. We can see Kunlavut's coach shouting some encouragement or instructions either way. It's getting a bit tight for Kunlavut, and so obviously now for Zii Jia, he just needs to keep the momentum going. Obviously, the mindset needs to remind himself tactically, the discipline that's actually really required to be mindful and be forceful with yourself to say, look, you need to play this shot. Sometimes perhaps, lifting might be the easier option. High duck, but yeah, the mental discipline required to play at this level is incredible. Good retrieving from Zii Jia, lifted across Kunlavut, just keeping the shuttle crossing the net in a downward direction. So excellent control from Zii Jia, and also from Kunlavut. Oh, so Zii Jia decided to lift and punch on that one, and then he framed it. Unlucky. So Marco, yes, so the Olympics carry the most points in terms of world rankings. So it depends where Zii Jia will finish, because obviously if he, first place to fourth place does have a fairly big difference in terms of points. But yeah, the Olympics have a huge amount of points in terms of rankings. But I expect most of the players to take a short little break after the Olympics before they come back onto the World Tour. Although the Japan Open is very, very soon. It's in late August. What's the prize pool for the Olympics? Olympics have no prize money, similar to the World Championships. There is no prize money for the Olympics. Obviously, each badminton federation, if they decide to pay out, that's separate, but there's no prize pool for the players. Wow. So 15-10, Kunlavut's moving fast. He looks like he's working very hard. Like, again, his head's down, really trying to focus, trying to breathe. Zii Jia is also breathing that little bit heavily. But this is a crucial point for Zii Jia. 10-15. So there we go, the backhand cross-court smash. We have that. So I think Zii Jia does... and, sometimes when you're a player, your opponent pulls out some of these shots. Hopefully that gives Zii Jia a lot more confidence. He's able to control that, keep that in. Now we need to see a lot more the fire Zii Jia. There you go, big lift. Manages to keep that alive. Kunlavut absolutely, wow. And Kunlavut has a smile. I don't know how he keeps that in, because that is incredible. Says a little sorry to Zii Jia, but I mean, when all your big attacks come back, and then you start trying even harder, because it just keeps coming back, that gets you mentally big time. So there's a celebration from Kunlavut. 11-16 right now. 5-point gap. So there's a lot of whipping on court. Both players are so strong. Kunlavut getting up there, putting the effort round ahead. Zii Jia is defending incredibly well. Punch clear cross court. Come on, keep it in, Zii Jia. Don't leave it out. Oh, I just said that, and then he's just lifted out. So wow, it's hard, and that's why it's really interesting to watch. Both are high level elite players, and that is incredibly tight. So Kunlavut is just literally downing some gels just to keep his energy levels topped up whilst the court is being mopped. So Suichi said he's feeling down on Instagram. So just a little word on Suichi's Instagram. That is actually not his. I did speak to Yuqi. I did ask him personally myself. And he said that the one that's parading as him is not his. So the one with lots of photos and the one with lots of postings and chat, he told me is not his. He that's not him. So I'll leave that out there. Yes, I did see that channel posting quite a lot yesterday, saying that he yeah. So, but I have asked Yuqi before, and he said that's not his. So Kunlavut's playing incredibly well, but Zii Jia, it's not over till it's over. So 11-17, well in, I think. So Zii Jia challenging that. So yeah. So Zii Jia sitting down, have a quick drink, think about the next rally. Good shot, well in, good control. So what are we, 12-17, 5-point gaps, 5-point gap. So I think the graphic might be wrong, because it was Zii Jia that challenged that, I believe. Oh, unlucky. Took that a little bit too low. That made it very, very hard for himself to cross the net. So 18-12. So Kunlavut is 3 points away from tying this up. And yeah, Zii Jia's gap is double that, 6 points to Kunlavut. Big kill at the net. Yep. So I agree, Paolo. I agree. Yep. If you're really supporting a player, you need to support more of them when they're down. So 100%. If you're the kind of fan that dumps them when they're not winning, then not sure you're a real fan. So well said, Paolo. Well said. Lise aus Sulama. It's not done yet. 18-13. We shall see. Either way, even if Zii Jia didn't make it through the line, oh, that's out. Even if Zii Jia didn't make it through this line today, he has one more match for a medal tomorrow, depending on the Viktor and Lakshya match. And so, yeah, he still needs support. He still needs to pick himself up, and he still needs to go for it. So, which I think he can. So we have match points now. Just literally drove that out. So Kunlavut has quite a few match points here. 20-13. Right, so Kunlavut playing in exactly the same fashion he did in game 1. Punch clearing from Zii Jia, lift, keep the shell down. So Kunlavut's keeping the shell down. Cross-court slice from Kunlavut. Zii Jia picked it up really well. Oh, Zii Jia was thinking about leaving it and decided to take it because the drift. Big smash. Well done. That's a long rally. And Kunlavut stayed down a little bit longer, but still, physically, actually, I think Kunlavut, he looks like he's struggling that little bit more compared to Zii Jia, physically. But then again, he only needs one more point to cross that line, and if that's so, he's really spent his physical resources really, really well. So okay, wow, there's quite a few more messages that I've not seen. So two more points. Yep. Don't think Kunlavut can make it 3 sets. Well, it's up to Zii Jia to make it 3 sets. So that is pretty impressive indeed. Big smash from Kunlavut into the hip area of Zii Jia. Hold and flick from Zii Jia. Net shot. What a tight net shot. Wow. Zii Jia took that so high, so early. And also, the skill level required to take that shot as high as it is and get it as tight as it is impressive. 5 points now. 5 points. So it's not impossible. There we go. This rally's going. Wow. So Kunlavut came through to 21-15, and he's just literally down on the floor, and had a little prayer, I guess, and then punched the air, went straight across to Zii Jia. Coach also comes across to Zii Jia. Well, Zii Jia come across the other side, so that's really, really good to see. And Kunlavut just kissing the Thai national flag. I believe he will be the first player ever, male player, to get a badminton medal at the Olympics. So 100%, he's a trailblazer. So I guess the only person to have a 3-time World Junior Championships in a row. So he's gonna have some photos taken. Photographers are telling him what to do. And he does his now signature dart throwing action celebration. So I think his coach has taken his bag and get him to save energy, get him to start the recovery process. I think as soon as they come off court, goes through all the mixed zone interviews, he then starts his recovery process straight away. I think it'll be exactly the same for Zii Jia as well. So Zii Jia looks a bit fresher, but still Zii Jia then now have to get this out of his head very quickly, and realign and recover for his match tomorrow as well. Bocce, so not sure where you're based. In Europe, it'll be Eurosport or Discovery Plus. And obviously, if you're in Malaysia, RTM or Astro, I'm assuming Thailand will have badminton 100% on at the same time. So the fairy tale story continues. Although I wasn't too surprised Kunlavut got this deep. If you have not watched my prediction video, go check it out. All my predictions are still live, actually. So 2 events have been decided, and I've got both of them correct so far. Kunlavut is one of my dark horses going into the tournament. So yeah, he's in the final tomorrow. So let's find out. Right, so let me quickly catch up with the chat. So that's quite a lot of messages. So 21 flicked. I'm not sure what 21 flicked means. Is that 21 flick serves? I don't think that was 21 flick serves. So yep. Zii Jia was feeding. I don't think Zii Jia was feeding. Zii Jia was trying. Yep. The points. Yes, so 21-14, 21-15. That has been confirmed. And so Kunlavut goes into the gold medal match tomorrow, and Zii Jia moves into the bronze medal match, also happening tomorrow. So yes, Kunlavut becomes the first Thai to be guaranteed a badminton medal, I guess. Or is it? It can't be a medal like overall at the Olympics. First medal at the Olympics overall? No, it must be a badminton medal, right? So. Who do you think, Lakshya or Viktor? It's hard. It's hard. Viktor will naturally be the heavier favorite coming into this, but 2024 hasn't been completely smooth sailing for Viktor. He's also battling injuries as well, and tournament results haven't gone exactly to how he normally would like it to be. But as an Olympic year, everyone is on edge. Everyone is trying to peak at the Olympics. So here, obviously on screen, I'm just seeing some of the replays, some of the highlights from the match which Zii Jia has against Kunlavut. I think overall, I think Kunlavut played a really, really smart match. So he's always a player who wants to control the shuttle. He's always a player that enjoys controlling the shuttle. But also at the same time, every time I managed to get the opportunity to speak to him in different tournaments, he often talks about being able to control the shuttle. He really wants to be able to control the shuttle. He also talks about wanting to play relaxed. So at the World Championships last year, I interviewed him over the rounds, and he's come and he's talked to me about how he and his coach worked to tell himself to play as freely as possible, because he said, if I get stressed, like, I can't do the shots I want to play, like, so he can't play the shots he wants to play. And so yeah, he really wants to be able to play freely. He wants to be able to stay relaxed, and you can see the impact of him playing relaxed. He's beaten Zii Jia, all out and attacking player. He's now come through Zii Jia, who is again an incredible attacking player. Also, just mentioning the head-to-head before today's match, it was 4-all, Zii Jia against Kunlavut, so it's always tight. I think they played each other at the Indonesian Open, I believe, and Kunlavut came out in 3 sets for that one. So here it's straight sets. So yeah, so it's pretty impressive to see. Obviously, I'll stay on for the stream, go all the way through to Viktor and Lakshya, because that will also be an amazing match in itself. 2 more attacking style players. Obviously, India will be banking on Lakshya, because I think he's the first man to get into the semis, I believe, for the Olympics for badminton. So let's see. Sami, first medal in badminton. Yep. So yay, Kunlavut. Yes, he is playing really well. Axelsen has 7-1 head to head. But yes, like, I think anything on paper is not worth a lot as soon as they step on court. Things change so quickly on court. You have to be able to deal with the court itself, the drift, how your opponent's playing, how you are coping. So everything is on paper is out of the window straight away. And Kai, yes, just seeing Kunlavut and Lakshya playing at that level, I think it will be quite a story if Lakshya comes through, because he is in the same age group as Kunlavut, and they have played each other so many times since the junior days, since the Asian Junior Championships, the World Junior Championships, all the way up. And Axelsen has nothing to lose. Has already a winner. I don't think any player wants to lose, really. No player wants to lose, and regardless what nationality they are, no player wants to lose at the Olympics. The Olympics is the pinnacle of sporting competition. So yeah, it's no one wants to lose. Hi Hans, what channel are you guys watching it? If you're based in Europe, Discovery Plus or Eurosport will get you badminton action. I think the next match we have 10 minutes. So obviously here it's local time to me. For Paris it's 12 p.m. Paris is 1 hour ahead of me. And so we are 10 minutes away from action happening on court. What kind of injury did Marin got just now? So I didn't watch the Carolina Herbing-Jiao match early on, so I can't actually tell you what her injury is. But from pictures, I think it's her legs, but I have no idea. So Kunlavut 2-2, yes. We'll see him tomorrow. We will see him tomorrow. I guess Malaysia won't have any luck reaching Olympic gold medals. I think a lot of this will be very, very objective opinions. I think obviously in sport you do need a little bit of luck, but then the luck comes from the preparation and the resources that you've put behind it to get there. A lot of it is more science nowadays. Like sport is heavy on sports science. The luck comes into it, a portion of it, when everything else is in place. And so, yeah, it's no surprise to see, for example, Team USA, Team China, Team Australia, Team GB top the medal tables or be at the sharp end of the medal tables in most sports. They've had the investment in the sport, in those sports for over a long period of time. And that's how sports grows in every single country. Next match prediction. Like I said, Viktor is slight favorite in that match because obviously Viktor does have the experience. Physically, I think he's in good shape. He's managing his physical condition, obviously. But I'm sure Lakshya is also, having come through the bigger group in the group stages as well. And Lakshya actually played Kevin Corden before Kevin retired with his injury. So Lakshya would be playing one match more, but Viktor's group also has one extra player, so all's fair. So yeah, ACL. Oh yes. Yes, Team GB only have 3 badminton players this time round. You could count it as 4. So the IOC refugee team player, Dorsa, she's based in England. So I think she was in some of the Team GB events leading up to it. So 3.5, 3 plus 1. That's how I look at it. But yes, Kirsty Gilmore in women's singles from Scotland, and then Ben Lane Chunbendi from England for men's doubles. Malcolm, what do you think about Zii Jia versus Kunlavut? Yeah, I think it was a pretty good match. Kunlavut played incredibly well. Very minimal mistakes, very minimal errors. Zii Jia made a little bit more errors, but those were not really unforced errors in many sense. A lot of them were forced by Kunlavut. But yes, lifting out or clearing out, those were a bit wasteful. But you know, there's still a medal at stake. So it's been a good match. So yeah, Kunlavut's on fire this tournament. Yeah. So again, with tournament matches or with any sport really, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And so yeah, you just need to get through the finish line first. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Kunlavut's finishing strong, as we can see. He's really on fire in the last 2 matches. He's played against Zii Jia and he's played against Zii Jia extremely well. And so yeah, if it's ACL, then yeah, it's I don't know if it's a tear or a snap or anything, but generally ACL injuries are quite long again. Based on current form, who do you think will win between Lakshya and Viktor? So I have watched some of Viktor's match. I was live streaming some of Viktor's matches, commentating and talking over it this week. I have not really watched a full match of Lakshya's match yet, so I can't really tell. But obviously based on watching Viktor, he's in good shape. So I would put Viktor more as the slight favorite. I'd do 51-49. Okay, so we can see the line judges and the technical officials coming out onto court right now. Previously, they normally come out on time for the start time, but now they start playing at that start time if the matches are done earlier. Right. I'm going to swap my stream so I don't miss that. Refresh the screen. There we go. Lakshya and Viktor. Hopefully you guys are ready for this one. Yep. The defending Olympic champion against the up-and-coming challenger, Lakshya. Lakshya, I've managed to have an opportunity to interview him, to talk to him many times. Really, really lovely lad. Really professional. Always gives you as much time as you need. And Viktor also like top professional. Like the dedication he puts into his recovery, his training, and the amount of media duties he does. Yeah, top professional. Like if you ever want a model player, you don't have to look further than Viktor Axelsen, you know. So on screen here, there's a little graphic that says Lakshya has played 5, won 5. Viktor played 4, won 4, because Viktor had a bye in the round of 16, having been the second seed. And hence he's played 1 less match. Hi Spritz, good to see you here again. I do recognize some of you who have been in here. Obviously, I've been streaming. I believe, did I stream every day? I think I did almost every day. I just wanted to watch badminton, and I thought, you know what? If I'm watching badminton, I might as well watch it and share it with you guys, and hopefully be able to give you some insight to some of the stuff that I get to see. And here, so obviously, yep, there's a good Danish contingent inside the hall. And there we go. I think the players have been called now to come on court. It's a bit unlucky. Pretty sad that Zii Jia lost. But he still needs to pick himself up. There's still a medal at stake. There is still a medal at stake tomorrow. So Lakshya is coming out first. There we go. Lakshya is on screen. Hard break from Malaysia. Vitidsarn was too consistent. Yes, Vitidsarn, Kunlavut has been playing incredible. Mervin. Hi, Mervin. Is that the Mervin I know from school? How often do you come back to Malaysia? Not often enough. Hopefully more. I would like to do more. There we go. Viktor is out. He looks cool, calm, and collected. He looks confident. He's smiling. When Viktor is smiling, that's dangerous because that means he is super relaxed. He is on it. Like I said, like if your opponent's coming out, you know that he's 100% locked in. He's focused, and he's smiling at you. You know, it's gonna be a long day. Viktor's just wiping his kit box. I think players might have their like preferred position, like a little small little mini ritual, or they might have their own boxes that they prefer and which position and stuff like that. That's totally normal. Mrs. Lana, I hope Lakshya wins because he's an underdog. Everyone likes an underdog story. But yeah, Viktor's the OG. Viktor's the defending champ, the guy everyone wants to beat. So there we go. Quick handshake, the coin toss to decide who serves and which sides people go. So Lakshya is picking sides, Viktor's deciding to serve. So yeah, the drift playing a big part in this whole week's matches so far. And Lakshya immediately, because he came out first, he decided to go to the side where perhaps is the faster side. Favorite categories to watch: singles, doubles, mixed. I really enjoy watching mixed. Singles, absolutely. I mean, doubles. Who doesn't like doubles, really? But yeah, so I enjoy all 5 categories. They all bring different styles, different challenges, and different ways to win. Mixed doubles is really tactical because you have a man and a lady on court. You have to, if you're attacking, you have to try and get your lady into that. If you're defending, you need to think about not exposing your partner into trouble. Put your partner into trouble. And so and singles, obviously singles and doubles again is really tactical because nowadays whoever is attacking does have that little bit more advantage in terms of winning the point. Like defenses are so strong nowadays, like you can't expect to win a point immediately from one single big smash or one single shot. You need to be able to string them up. You need to be able to line up your combo 3 shots, 5 shots before you can actually even finish this. Based on head-to-head, Momota destroyed Viktor. What did he do so well against Viktor that Lakshya can try and do against him? So Momota, obviously before the accident, was owning everyone on the circuit, especially in 2019, where I believe he won, is that 11 tournaments out of however many that he played. I think that's still a world record, really. Momota was extremely elite at the basic game. So the basic game meaning move in shuttle around the 4 corners. So in singles, obviously the 2 closest to the net and then the 2 furthest out. Obviously, in the elite game, it's not only 4 corners, it's probably 12. Think about every little meter as 1 point of landing for the shuttle, and also in the middle court as well. So, but Momota was absolutely peerless in that 2019 year. 2017 to 2019, he was he was absolutely top at that ultra basic game. At that point in time, Viktor is in a very different physical shape compared to he is now. To be able to play the basic game really well, you need to move really effectively. You need to have really high quality shots. But to have high quality shots, you need to be in positions at the right time to be able to play them effectively and comfortably. The reason you get loose shots is because you're under pressure, and the core goes, the technique goes, your legs go, the head goes. It's a combination. It's little things that add up. So Kento was absolutely elite and peerless at that basic game. No one was able to come close to him. His retrieving ability, is incredible. And you can see that in Kunlavut a little bit, because Kunlavut's also a retrieving player. And so we've seen Kunlavut in the last 2 matches display that ability and the added skills, racket skills, for that matter. And so Viktor nowadays, he is extremely strong in his basic game. I think if there's only ever one weakness, it would be the mental side. I think Viktor does put himself, he places a lot of pressure on himself to perform very well. Sometimes that pressure does get to him. He's the player that likes to take the lead, take the charge, and run away with the lead. He gets tight sometimes when matches get very tight. And so for Lakshya, he got to start playing the mind games. So I've often said that the biggest, probably the strongest player, or the worst player for Viktor to play against, is actually Anders Hansensen, which is his teammate. Because Anders is excellent at the psychological warfare, at the psychological game, the mind games. Whereas Viktor's a proper stand-up guy, top professional, and he likes things being very clear-cut and very cut and dry. But it's the professional elite game. You do whatever you need to win within the rules. And that's all perfectly fine. Smith, I don't think it's on the BBC, because I'm watching this on Discovery Plus. I've not seen badminton on BBC at all, except a little bits of Ben and Sean. That's it. And so, if you want to watch it on the UK, go and check it out on Discovery Plus or Eurosport. Hi, Raj. Yes, you can watch it on Discovery Plus or on Eurosport. I think if you have BT, then you probably already have Discovery Plus, I think. Otherwise, it's $3.99 for every single Olympic sport, every single Olympic match, for the whole month. So so Lakshya's on the board. Lakshya, there we go. Viktor, Clyde. Viktor gets very, very hyped. I think so. I think it's just one of his ways of keeping himself really focused. He brings the intensity on court. If you've ever been in an arena where Viktor is playing, as soon as he walks out, there's this aura about him. So it's the same with a lot of other big superstar players. Like, last time round we have Lin Dan, you have Lee Chong-wei, you have Taufik, so they have this kind of commanding aura when they walk out of the court. I remember also feeling the same with Lee Yongdae, Chung Jae-sung, Cha Yun, Fu Haifeng. They have this kind of aura. And another player on the circuit that has this aura, Zheng Siwei also have this kind of aura. Chen Qingchen also have that, where they feel like you feel like they're unbeatable. And Viktor does bring that aura onto court. But you still have to get it through the line. So if you're his opponent, you will always want to challenge him. Viktor thinking of leaving that shot, deciding to play it. Yeah. Kunlavut GOAT. He will be if he wins tomorrow. So he'll be Thailand's GOAT straight away. I think he's already Thailand's GOAT. Oscar. Yes, so Discovery Plus, if you're in the UK, if you are anywhere else, you're going to have to find your local broadcaster. I think if you're in North America, I think I heard NBC or Peacock does have badminton. So maybe check that out. What a good lift by Lakshya. Viktor stared at it, hoping that it would be out. But the drift, so for those of you who've just joined us, the sideways drift, I believe, is coming from left to right of our screens. And then so hence Lakshya lifting that high and long. And then let's just carry that a little bit in. Can Lakshya do the unthinkable today? It's all down to him. And Lakshya's a really cool customer as well, really cool, calm and collected. You never really see him lose his emotions, or using the term, lose his marbles. I've never seen him really lose his head. And so he's a really, really formidable opponent. And he's still young. Don't forget, he's in the same age group as Kunlavut. So they are the next generation, and they are already here. Sliced. What a good slice. Viktor just looking to Kenneth, his coaching bench. Wow, that's a good cross-court smash from Viktor. So I think it's if you're a Lakshya, it would be very important to play the punch clears, the lifts at the right height, because Viktor is incredibly fast and incredibly tall, and he's able to take shots maybe a foot and a half earlier than most players would, and that limits your recovery time into your recovery position, and so you have to either move faster if you're playing the same height, or you put more height on and give yourself more time, but also Viktor gets more time because the shuttle has to travel further. So it's a real challenge here. There we go. So Lakshya punch clear, which was a bit flat. Viktor attacked that straight away. Lakshya taking a net shot really high. This is a good rally, actually, for both players. Viktor just holding that and then taking that too low, which then become too much, asking too much of himself. Kenneth, Jonasson and Thomas Skamgard, the coaches on the Danish team bench. Kenneth, he himself was an elite men's singles player. I think he got to world number 2. And he's an excellent coach, always calm, very clear instructions. Big smash from Lakshya, big attack. Oh wow, what a good shot. Perfectly in the corner, goes across Viktor's body. Wow, what a good shot, that one. I don't know what I'm doing, how to watch. Turn on the TV or turn on your computer, go on your streaming service. I think if you're in India, whoever in India, if you guys know are watching here with us, if you know where, type it in the chat. If you're in the UK, it's Discovery Plus or Eurosport, and also in Europe. So Lakshya really attacking. And then, Viktor just weathering the storm. And as soon as Viktor gets a weaker, looser shot, puts it away with ease. So that's how cool and calm Viktor is. Like, you really have to bring it to him. And that's why he's absolutely elite. He doesn't give you anything. Like, you have to really work for your points. big lift, slice down from Viktor, lift it up, big attack from Lakshya. Yep. So obviously Lakshya's coaching bench. You have Prakash Padukone, legendary player and coach now himself. So yeah, and I believe Lakshya's always been with Coach Prakash for a long time now, since his junior days, I believe. And so yeah, they worked together really well. Coach Prakash was also seen working with PV Sindhu for at least the last few months, I'm aware of. I've seen them at tournaments quite a lot. Good lift by Viktor. Good strength. Not good strength. Good length. Good strength, yes. Have to stream 30 seconds behind because my stream of the game is delayed. Clyde, yes. So obviously, because of YouTube, it's also quite a few seconds behind as soon as I say it. But then yeah, I've had this stream on as ultra low latency, so it's coming out to you guys as soon as we can. So yep, thanks for putting up with that. Technical challenges here. 8-all. It's been a good first half of the first set. Extreme precision from Viktor. Yeah. So at the moment, I'm also noticing this trend. So this is quite common in elite men's singles, and also I believe in women's singles currently. So players do play the nets or at the front of the court, like the forecourt shots. They are playing it slightly deeper, slightly longer, and so blocks and also net shots are landing around the service line area. That's a reason to try and neutralize what your opponent can play. It's because if you play too tight to the net, it's very easy for your opponent to come in and just dink it over and play a super tight net shot back. But when you play it deeper, it's very hard for your opponent to try and actually generate that shot in itself to get it really tight. And so it's neutral. So what they're doing is neutral badminton. So they play very neutral shots to limit what their opponents can do to each other. Pace is fast on this rally. So Viktor's not really playing too much net yet. A lot of his slices are going slightly deeper, slightly beyond the service line. Although that's been a few hold and flicks from both players. Big attack. Yeah, so I think Viktor's annoyed with himself with that one, because maybe halfway through that rally he felt that there's a better shot option, and he still chose to play the punch, and that wasn't long enough. Lakshya puts it on the floor straight away. I also want to take the opportunity to talk about the shuttles that the guys are playing. So this current Olympics, I'm not sure how many of you have played in a massive hall like this one, but playing in a massive hall like what we're seeing right now, the Porte de la Chapelle Arena, or the Adidas Arena in normal days, the shuttles are slow, because for some reason bigger halls feels like the shuttle is held up in the air a little bit more, and so you have to use a lot of energy to get the speed into the shuttle. Wow, that was in. Good shot by Lakshya. And so obviously big halls again also have drifts. One is the drift and one is the speed and the slowness of the shuttle. So it's now 11-9 to Lakshya. I can't understand Danish, so I'm just going to continue talking over it. Otherwise, I would love to listen to what Kenneth has to say. If anyone understands Danish, please help us and put it in the chat by telling us what Coach Kenneth Jonassen is saying. Yeah, so in terms of the shuttles, obviously it's the Yonex F90 tournament shuttles. I believe there's only 4 tournaments in the world that uses the Yonex F90 tournament shuttles. They're extremely elite shuttles. So the Olympics, the World Championships, the All England, and the Japan Open. So those are only 4 tournaments that use the tournament F90 shuttles. You can generally only buy them in Japan, but obviously certain retailers do sell them internationally, so they do ship internationally, so you can get your hands on them, but they're not cheap. I think yesterday we had a little conversation in the chat. Generally, you're looking at about, in terms of British pounds, you're looking at 35 to 40 pounds per tube, excluding shipping. So they're not cheap. But yesterday in the chat, there was also someone who said that it was about 2,000 renminbi, 2,000 yuan in China, a tube, which is incredibly expensive. So Lakshya putting Viktor in all kinds of trouble at the moment. Viktor's a bit annoyed with himself, and I think this is something we talked about earlier on. Viktor really likes to be in front, in the lead, and in charge. Currently, he's behind. He's having to chase. Lakshya's playing really good shots, and that annoys Viktor. 13-9. We're getting into another good rally. Lots of soft nets now. That's almost a good lift. Viktor looking at Kenneth. Kenneth just giving some encouragements and reinforcements, I guess, in that sense. Have I had the pleasure of hitting with an F90? Yes. What is it like? It is amazing. So I actually have some here. So this is the little souvenir tube from the All England, Yonex All England earlier this year. They also did, obviously at the Olympics, you've seen the little pink stripe. They also did something unique with the shuttle for the All England here, and obviously it's got a All England branded tube. The F90 is absolutely amazing to play with. It feels super nice. It sounds very nice. It is crisp. It lasts ages. This thing never breaks. The shuttle, the feather never breaks. They just fluff up, and you just pull them back on together. Just ruffle them again, and then they're fine. They're good to go. They're absolutely incredible. If there was only one shuttle that you want to try, this would be the one. I would really recommend trying them out. Get the right speed shuttle though, and then you'll have a really good time for it. Shuttle flex. No, I've been lucky enough to get hold of some of those. They were selling them in the concourse at the All England this year. Good rally for Viktor, that one. Yep, so currently 10-15. Let me quickly check on with the chat. Minark. Yep, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Hopefully that was helpful. Zirconium Antonsen said there's a lot of drift in Paris. Yep, the drift looks pretty heavy, but it affects all players. So both sides of the net have to deal with that. So I guess that's fair game in that sense. So you have to deal with the shuttles, you have to deal with the drift, you have to choose your sides, and I think that's the same for everyone. So that's fair game. Rallies are getting longer, I felt. And whilst we're talking about equipment, I might as well talk about what Lakshya. Oh, that's a good shot from Viktor. So before we talk about what the guys are playing with, and this is the basic game that I'm talking about earlier on. So the ability to move, the ability to hit the corners, and the ability to sustain that quality, that hitting quality, Viktor that's 100% Viktor's strength, and so Lakshya has a lot of speed. He's mentally really resilient, so he's able to pick those shots up and keep going. In terms of equipment, obviously Lakshya's playing with the Nanoflare 1000Z. He used to play with the Astrox 100ZZ, which is what Viktor is playing with. But obviously he felt more comfortable on the Nanoflare 1000Z, and so he swapped over. Both of them are wearing the Yonex SHB 65Z shoe, all round super comfortable shoe. I have reviewed the Nanoflare 1000, the Astrox 100ZZ, as well as the SHB65Z on my channel before, so if you want more information, go check them out. In terms of strings, I believe both players are playing with BG80. I think Viktor generally goes with 32, 34 tension, or 31, 33, depending on the arena, depending how it feels really. And then Lakshya generally is about 30, 32 around that area. But yeah, go check out some of the interviews that I've done with them. They happily tell you, they happily tell me, and I tell you, and I tell you guys, what it feels, what tensions they're playing at. Just seeing some Danish fans, which I recognize actually. So yeah, let me quickly look at the chat. What you gonna do? Wish I can take all the shows they switch out of the small defect. Yes, I feel the same way. I would like to have them all. Please give them all to me. Your prediction for this match? Yeah, I think I said at the very start, Viktor comes in as a slight favorite. But everything on paper is pointless. As soon as you step on court, you still have to deliver, and Lakshya is bringing it to Viktor. So that's why it's super interesting. And I think that's why elite badminton is at a really good stage right now, because it's so unpredictable. Like, you can go top seeds, they can lose to a top 10 player if they don't play very well. So yeah, this is amazing to watch. The quality of the players are amazing. Big smash from Lakshya. Good defense from Viktor. Really took that block very well. Viktor is also just absorbing a lot of Lakshya's attack. I'm sure Coach Prakash has told Lakshya and his team, especially when you're playing Viktor, who's actually taller, much taller than an average badminton player is, making them twist and turn and move around is 100% a big challenge for a taller player. But actually, Viktor has actually put a lot of work into mobility, strength and condition, and plyometrics to actually get himself to be able to move that well on a big court. And so, but yeah, you just got to work for that and just make it work. Yes, Zagronium. Yes, it's so unpredictable. That's why it's so good to watch. Poor flick. Viktor finishes that easily. That's a little reminder again, like Viktor's sharp, and he's always there. And so yeah, so although Lakshya does have the lead for most of this match now, it's within touching distance of finishing that first set. 3 points to the first set, and then this 4-point gap to Viktor. Viktor also flicks himself. Poor big smash around the head. Yeah, I've mentioned this in some of my earlier streams. If you're ever in the hall watching a professional badminton match, Viktor, the two players that immediately springs out to mind when they hit the shuttle and it sounds different in singles is Viktor and Zii Jia. Like, the shuttle sounds amazing when they both hit it hard. It's a sound that none of us players can do. I think it's only them two. But yeah, they hit it with a force that we can't recreate, and it sounds absolutely beautiful. So Viktor's on a roll now. So he's adding that pressure. He's bringing that pressure. That basic game, that defensive basic game, is really solid, and Coach Kenneth and Thomas looks real intense. It's crunch time. So this is a big point now. Massive point for both players. 16-18, Viktor. So let me quickly go in the chat a little bit more. Money on Viktor, but now kind of worried. Yeah, so yep. Lakshya wants to change shows. Viktor doesn't want to change it, and that's normal. If you're a player that is, have just got a few points in a row, you don't want to change that momentum. You don't want to change anything. If you're the side that's just lost a few points, yeah, you want to change your show. You want a towel break. You want to mop the court. You want a water break. call the doctor. Oh, a fault's been called. Okay, so Victor's on a roll now. So yeah, yep. You do everything you can to stop the momentum of your opponent, and that's fair game. So it's up to the umpires and the technical officials to enforce it. So yeah, it's an elite game. It's within the rules. You play that, and so 17-18. What a comeback! What a comeback! Click. Oh! Lakshya just pushed that shot really deep. Kind of surprised Viktor a little bit. Yep, so let me quickly catch up with some of the chat here. There's quite a lot. Zirconium 3 sets. Yeah, I think it'll be a very, very good very, very good match if it goes to 3. Big smash from Viktor. Wow, what a shot from Lakshya. Wow. What's also good to see this set is there's not a lot of unnatural breaks. So as soon as the rallies finish, both players are ready straight away. Viktor really likes to play a fast-flowing match. He does get annoyed. And that's a wasted point for Lakshya. You work so hard to get to game points, and then you serve out. 18-20. We're halfway through the rally now. Viktor keeping the shoal coming in down direction all the time, having to lift. Big cross court slice. Big smash from Lakshya. Viktor digging that out well. Holding. Lakshya driving out. So, yep. To Lakshya driving out. Hang on. Let me catch up some of the chat. Yeah, this is getting to way too interesting right now. There's a lot of Danish support inside the hall for Viktor. And you can see that Viktor is more relaxed now than when he was with the 5-6 point deficit to Lakshya. So he looks so much more relaxed now. And Lakshya now looks a bit tight, although he does have game point, but it feels like the momentum is 100% with Viktor at the moment. Right, third game point. Lakshya just lifted out. Wow, did Lakshya challenge as well? So if so, okay, yeah. So this goes back to what we've said a few minutes ago. So it's out. If Lakshya challenges that, so he needs that time to clear his head, and it's available for you to use. So might as well use it. Yeah. So it was very clearly out anyway. But I think he wanted that time to really clear his head. He looks a bit stressed. That's a little jumps that players often do when they're a bit tight, when they're a bit nervous. 20-all. Flick serve again from Viktor. And Lakshya puts it out. Good question, Pilo. Good question. I don't know if... That's a great question. I don't have the immediate answer straight away. I'm guessing yes, but then how would you judge? But... Whoa... 22-20. What a comeback. What a comeback. Big time. So this reminds me and feels the same way as the women's doubles finals yesterday. So Tunji and Jaifan were down 2016. They managed to come and take it 22-20, and they were just laughing to themselves that they did. Kom så, Viktor. So it's amazing to watch. And this is again, like a mark of a champion. He does have that experience. Lakshya obviously has been in finals, have won titles, but this is the big one, and so insane comeback. Do not ever count Viktor out 100%. Right, let me get back to some of the chat questions earlier on. I think, Ian, how much difference is there between the F90s and the regular tournament shows? So, depending on the tournament, so normally most tournament shows on the International World Tour is the AS50s, so the Yonex Aerosensor 50s, which are, again, elite shuttles. So the F90 is just that little bit better, in my opinion. Just that one little step better at every single thing it does. Yeah. So... But the price difference is significant. But I feel like the F90s are just a little bit better. Wow. I think Lakshya had a little smile to Coach Prakash there. That shows that he still believes. You have to be able to believe that you can do it. And so I think he's had an amazing tournament so far. He should be able to still get it. Viktor's just sending the shuttle back to Lakshya's side, which technically you're not supposed to do, but he needs to gauge the drift, and if the umpire's not called you for it, why not? So second set, here we go. So if you were Coach Prakash, what would you tell Lakshya? Put it down in the chat. What would you tell Lakshya to do? Theo, hi Theo. Depending where you are, if you're in Europe, Discovery Plus or Eurosport. I think if you're in India, you might have to. Is that Geo Cinema? I think I've seen someone says Geo Cinema. So let's lock in. Let's lock in. That's a good one. Avoid lifting and trying to move him around. Yeah, you do need to move Viktor around. Good width from Lakshya. Good reverse slice, actually. The rally still goes. Big smash by Viktor. Good dig out by Lakshya on the backhand side. Whoa, that's a good rally. That's a really good rally. Legend, just do what you're doing. Clyde, let's lock in. Pilo, avoid lifting, try moving around. Arpov, take it easy, my boy, take it easy. Luck can't take the glory from you. Just keep pushing hard. Good advice. Good advice. Thanks for translating that for us. Yep. Keep believe in yourself. You gotta have belief, and I'm sure Coach Kenneth said exactly the same thing to Viktor. So, tell Lakshya to play much safer shots. Viktor has a unique side-to-side move before serving. So, Joey, yeah, so it's what Shiraj Sethi does a lot. And it's perfectly legal, absolutely fine, as long as there's no backwards movement off the racket head. Absolutely fine. So, fine for you to do it, too. Hi, Tom. How are you? Venkat, no, I cannot show you the play because I don't have the rights to show you that. Broadcasters have to buy that from the IOC. So I don't have the rights to show you. So you have to find your own streaming party for that one. Lakshya's on fire at the moment. 6-love, and Viktor digging himself into a hole. So Lakshya's playing incredible at the moment. Like, everything's on the lines. But that also means it's dangerous. So Lakshya's playing kind of high risk at the moment. He is going for the lines. It is high risk. And it's such a fine line between landing in and landing out. Probably Lakshya has a lot of adrenaline on him since the mid-game interval. Not mid-game interval, first set interval. But once that calms down, it gets dangerous. There we go. The drift is coming from Viktor's side to Lakshya's side. I think that's why Lakshya chose the side to start with. It's often harder to control when the drift is with you because you lift and then the drift takes the shuttle out. On the other side, it's a lot easier. So obviously you can lift a bit better. You can punch clear with a lot more confidence without the drift taking the shuttle out. So Viktor's just pushed quite a few out already. But take nothing away from that. Like, Lakshya is playing incredible for the first 7 points. There's a challenge now. There is a challenge from Lakshya. Viktor's leaving everything, so probably going. Yeah, time. Well, Kunlavut still has to win his match tomorrow to make that count. Prediction right now. I came into the match saying Viktor's as a slight favorite, 51-49, but Lakshya clearly has game today, so he's gonna bring it. Big lift from Viktor. Yeah, so that's wasteful from Lakshya. And again, he's going for corners, he's going for lines, and so it's a very fine line between excellence and errors. Big smash from Viktor. Wow. Yeah. Pressure would be crazy. Viktor want to change the shell. Lakshya has to step up his game against the best Viktor. Yeah, so Lakshya's been playing exceptionally well. Viktor is going to be too fatigued for the third set. Not going to lie, Viktor has excellent stamina. So he is incredibly conditioned. Wow, the speed that Lakshya is showing is incredible. Amazing. Lakshya is working really hard for that. Really good to see. Good slice around the head, cross court, follows up with amazing speed. That shot looks easy, but it's so easy to just push it out. There's so much control in the head that you have to tell yourself, look, just guide it in, and not just stab it and it goes out. So, wow. Exactly. So Viktor's just done a massive block, a great block. And Lakshya just comes in and again wants to do that same exact shot, but it was just a little bit too low and he stabs it into the net. 4-8. So Lakshya's lead has been cut in half. 6 points. It's now 4. Flick serve from Viktor. Whoa. Adds that indecision into Lakshya's head. That was in. That was well in. Yep. Whoa. So, yep. So, I think I talked about the adrenaline earlier on. Yes, Clyde, I completely agree. So, when adrenaline hits you, everything is flowing. You have more power, you have more speed. But the scary thing is when it drains you, how do you then find the gap to plug? You know, how do you plug that little dip in the energy levels, in the feel? And so, Viktor, what a shot. He's on it. He's completely on it. So there's just a little dip in Lakshya's form since the interval and gets punished straight away. Yeah. So you see the intensity that Viktor brings. This is why he's so hard to play against. You know, and imagine when he's having that adrenaline hit. Yep. Yep, Elijah, you're correct. Yep, Clyde, he is cooking right now. So I think this is a major point. So 7-8 at the moment. This is a major point for both sides. or Viktor puts it in the net. So, yep, 9-7. So again, still a big point. So there's 2 big points right now. This is the second one. If Lakshya gets it, it's a 10-7 lead, 3-point lead. Flick serve. Again, so the flick serve have been quite effective for both players because both players really want to keep the attack because they want to play with just a little bit more pace so that it limits what the other side can do. And a little unpredictability. Ooh, racket got caught and got chucked out from Lakshya's side. 8-10. So Coach Kenneth was probably telling Viktor, yep, get more angles, faster releases. Yep. I'm assuming his racket is completely soaked. Like, he looks, Lakshya looks completely soaked through with sweat from how hard he's working. Yeah. Oh, Lakshya pushing that out. 9-10. Right. This is now a fairly important point for both sides, actually. So this for Viktor is to get to 10-all, comeback kind of not achieved but parity. For Lakshya, just get to the break before Viktor does. Good change in terms of the timing for variation. That extra 2 seconds of hold, that adds that little bit more doubt in your head as a receiver. It's like, okay, what is he doing? What is he doing? And you then lift out straight away to Viktor, which is the wrong thing to do. 10-all. Flick serve. Whoa. 11-10. It's a lot closer than we thought, right? So 7-love up. You go, oh, Viktor might be in trouble here. Let me listen to what Coach Prakash is saying. So, yep, so I can hear Coach Prakash and the other coach telling Lakshya, be patient. You know, like, you can play fast and just believe in yourself, be patient. So, yep. The anonymous. Yes, so I do remember Lakshya beat Viktor in that one, and I believe in the final he beat Kunlavut as well. Is that correct? I think. Yep. So I think he got the German Open that week. I'm sure the final is with Kunlavut. I'm not too sure though who won, but I think it was Lakshya that won because the week after that, Kunlavut also got another tournament. So Badminton Arena, yep, we are not showing the live streams because we don't have the rights to. You will have to find your own broadcast to watch. So, yep, you have to watch that on your TV or on your whatever streaming software that you use. Clyde, yep, 100% doable for Lakshya, but 100%, yep, looks very, very hard right now. Ice Frosty, so you don't think it's a bit weird, like Kunlavut was playing Zii Jia and you cheat to win, the score was weird. So if you've watched the match, it wasn't because Zii Jia doesn't want to smash. It was because he wasn't able to, because Kunlavut was making it very, very hard for him to do that. Yeah, so it's a great match to watch. Go watch it on replay, but we also have another firecracker on this one. So Viktor is having to chase Lakshya at the moment. Yep. So 11 all at this point. Net shots. Lakshya getting the lift. Smash onto Viktor's forehand side. Now cross court, round ahead. And because the drift is now coming from Viktor's side, Lakshya's smashes aren't as fast or as powerful as when he's on the side with the drift. And so it's going to be, it's something that all players are aware and they have to plan within their rally. Big smash from Viktor. Good rally. Oh, I think, Lakshya just wanted that little too much, wanted that to make that deception work a little too much, and then caused him to go out. Thomas, does the protection weigh anything? Yes, 100%, but then it's less than a gram by quite a long way. So I don't have the actual full numbers, but it's significantly less than a gram. Clyde, you might be in trouble with the IOC, not me. IOC is very fast at picking these things up. So Viktor is challenging the call right now. Zii Jia said it's not the end of the world. So I'm assuming the interview with some of the broadcasters have been updated. I will actually go and watch that later on. Vinny, which tournament am I going to be at next? I think the ones that's confirmed would be the Hilo Open towards the end of the year. That's in Germany, in Saarbrücken. So if you're there, if you ever see me at any other tournament, always give me a shout. If you see me walking around, give me a shout. Naram, Kunlavut is strong at the moment. He's playing exceptionally well. One more match tomorrow, and let's see. Lakshya overdid it. Yep, that's correct. Yes, 100%. So BBC wasn't showing badminton, so I had to pay for Discovery Plus because I was desperate to watch badminton. So there we go. It's a good investment. Billy Blocks, Viktor really needs to be careful about his stamina because players are going to make it rally pretty long, trying to drain his stamina. So they're laying it all out on court. Although Viktor's leading now, 14-12. And I think, like I said at the start, Viktor is the type of player that really likes to lead. He enjoys having a lead, and it gives him peace of mind, I guess, in that sense. And then he plays even better whilst he's in a lead. So this is really dangerous for Lakshya right now. Lakshya really needs to be careful. Lakshya really needs to play himself into the rally and not make mistakes where he's giving points away. So I think it's quite a big point for Lakshya right now. 15-12 to Viktor. So seems hard for Zii Jia to beat this iteration of Lakshya, though. Everything to play for. It's not done yet. We never know. Big point for Lakshya, in my opinion. Oh, Viktor pushing that into the net. Strong Indian support in the arena, which is lovely to see. I really enjoy seeing badminton halls completely full with fans, and it's been really good watching this whole week. Ooh, Viktor manages to keep that alive. Hang on. My serve just literally... my serve. My stream just literally got too excited and died. So I'm having to relaunch my app right now. So Viktor is incredibly experienced. He knows how to play the game. 16-13. Deception from Viktor. Big smash. Yep. So it is. Yep. Trevor Harris, one of the commentators, says there's an air of inevitability. I can't pronounce that word right now. Inevitability. Yeah. So it's hard to play against Viktor. He's such a complete player. Lakshya's already lost his control. It's very hard to be in control. I actually don't know how you guys are actually in control. Like, I mean, I'm getting stressed watching these guys. Viktor is the Thanos of badminton. Yeah, so it's not over yet. That's correct. It's not over yet. Big smash from Viktor. Net cord. So umpire called the fault. I think it might be fault for Viktor. So yeah, Lakshya did get the point. Linda, now I'm thinking leave as Lakshya for the bronze. It's not over yet. It is not over until the final rally has been called. Flick serve again by Lakshya. Good block out wide. Wow. Poof. Hold that, and Viktor just literally out. So Viktor's lethal on his forehand side. It is so lethal on his forehand side. And this goes back to Kunlavut playing Zii Jia. Zii Jia is also lethal on his forehand side, and that's why Kunlavut's always playing his round ahead, always making Zii Jia work on his round ahead side. Because if you were to choose between the forehand or the backhand side or the round ahead side, you choose the round ahead side because he's less lethal. It's gone. Wow, Viktor had a little slip as well in the middle. 19-14. Viktor is in full flow at the moment. Viktor is in complete full flow. Wow. Being multiple points down in the first set, Lakshya couldn't take the first set. Viktor coming back, I think that gave Viktor a lot of confidence, knowing that physically it looked like a tough match. Both players really having to invest physically, but yeah, you can see it's bothering Lakshya that little bit more. So Viktor with his serve motion. Trying to whip it across. Oh, trying to take it from the back. Yep. We now have match points. Match points for Viktor. Yep. So Viktor is spotting that Lakshya has a bleed on his finger. Even though Lakshya said it's okay to play on, but rules dictate that blood injuries need to be treated, and so I think a plaster needs to be applied, or so yeah, you can see there's quite a few tapes on his fingers and knuckles, because the movement technique nowadays for elite singles players includes diving, and it's part of the game now for them. And that's it. That's it. Ooh, Viktor's like, calm down, guys, calm down. Viktor and Lakshya have a good hug. I really think Lakshya played very well, actually. I think Lakshya showed full potential. So Viktor's just getting really excited now, having the chance to become a 2-time Olympic champion. He's happy. He's really happy right now. Is he chucking his racket in? He's trying to get the crowd to see which one is the loudest, so someone can get the racket. He's chucked it in. Oh, wow. 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 So, having a good little hug with Kenneth and Thomas. He's putting number 2 up. Yeah, so it's not easy to be at the top of your game and be in 2 Olympic finals. Looking, he's shaking his head in a little bit of disbelief, but you know how hard he's worked for that. Guys, in his quarterfinals match, he had a really emotional interview with Danish's TV2. It's in full Danish, obviously. It actually showed a lot of, I think, of what's gone in the head. How much, what's it called? How much sacrifice he's had to go through. It's in full Danish. I'll try and find a link if I can. But yeah, it's in Danish TV2, full Danish. But then if you put it on Google Translate, you should be able to find it. And he talked about how much sacrifice he's had to do, had to come into the Olympics without the body feeling 100%. Managing injuries, performance tournaments not going his way, and yeah, the sacrifices he's had to do to get to where he is, and he's glad that he's playing at a high level, and he's glad he's able to show that he's playing at a high level. And so yeah, biggest comeback to win, 13. Wow. So there's a 43 shot rally. They changed 24 shells, so that's 2 tubes. Most consecutive points. Lakshya at 7, Viktor at 5. I'm gonna try and find that. Because I can't find it at the moment. It is on Danish TV2 because I asked for the link. I saw the link on the person who interviewed Victor, the journalist Jacob's Instagram, and I clicked on it. But I didn't save the link. I posted it yesterday in my live chat here as well. Let me try and find it if I can. Hang on, history. How do I search for it then? There we go. Okay, got it. So I will put it in the chat. Hang on. I will put it in the chat right now. So this is the interview. Go use Google Translate if you have it on your phone. Play it loudly into your computer's microphones. It will pick it up. Google Translate will pick it up, and you'll get a pretty good idea. And you can see Victor getting really emotional with that because it's a big deal. Like he's an Olympic champion. He's a top professional. Dedicated to his craft. Dedicated to his training, his recovery. And it really showed, and what we love about Victor is he's human. Like he acknowledges he's human, and he's a top professional, and you just cannot not like him. So go watch the interview. I think it shows a lot. It was a great interview as well. Not a very long one, but yeah, it showed a lot of heart. It showed that, how much the athletes have to sacrifice to get to where they are. It all looks easy because we only see it from the one match, but on a day-to-day lives, it's hard. So go check it out. I think it's a really, really great one. I expect to see another great interview from Danish TV2 whilst literally live now, because Victor should be around the mixed zone area right now. So let me quickly catch up with the chat a little bit. What you gonna do? Swimming men's doubles matches? I think I will. So what time are we? So it's in 2 hours. Let me try and calm down. Let me try and calm down a little bit, and then get on to that one because yeah, we've now confirmed our finalists. Kunlavut Vitidsarn playing against Viktor Axelsen. This is a repeat, I guess, of the World Championship finals, I believe, where Victor won and Kunlavut lost 2 years ago. And now potentially we have a super amazing clash tomorrow. And Yep, but before that, obviously this afternoon, Super Badminton Sunday really. We have Aaron Chia, So Yik playing Kim and Anna's Danish daddies for the bronze medal in men's doubles. So Malaysia still have a chance to get a medal today. And then the gold medal match. Again, you have Li Yang Wang Qilin, the defending Olympic champions. So we have Olympic champions already. But coming back in, that shows their class, like, so Kunlavut. So here's some little highlights, recap from the whole session. But yeah, amazing session. An Se-young getting into the final. And then obviously Carolina, unfortunately, had to retire with her injury. Viktor being very solid with his win. Zii Jia couldn't convert, but to an excellent play in Kunlavut. I hope Carolina's okay. I hope Carolina's well. It's very hard to see players dropping out of a match because of injury. Not like that, really. So yeah, it's very sad to see. Hopefully she's okay. Yep, calm before another storm. What you gonna do? I don't know if this is Viktor's last Olympics. We'll see tomorrow. Like they will all reveal themselves over the next few days. And Doge, your haircut looks good. Yep, fresh trim, more aerodynamic, I guess, in that sense. Okay, last few questions in the chat, and then I'll see you all in a few hours. I know you talked about I prefer second gen 88D Pro over third gen. Yeah, so one of the simplest reasons is the missus would not be happy if I turned up with 4 Astrox 88D Pros in the third generation rackets when I already have quite a few of the second generation ones. That would be one of the simplest reasons why I didn't change. It's not like I hated the third generation 88D Pros. They were actually quite nice to use, but then yeah, the gap of performance for me wasn't big enough that I didn't need to change. But something might be coming soon, so keep watching for that. Right, no, thank you so much for would she be happy if you got her a few as well? She doesn't play badminton, so she don't need rackets. I have more than enough rackets, really. Charles, any thoughts on Halberton 9000? So I've not managed to try that really. I would love to if I can get my hands on one. But yeah, so I'll make a video when I can get my hands on one. So hopefully Aaron Week can win. They have to earn it. Nothing's given here. So Kim and Anna's are gonna bring the game. They are the European daddies. They again bring the mentality, the mindset, the intensity. So yeah, so it's pretty good. Right. Thank you guys. It's been absolutely lovely having so many of you join me here. And hopefully, yeah, you're up for the men's doubles as well. So I will see you in a few hours if you're up for that as well. So thanks, and we'll see you in a little bit.